We were, I think it was a supermarket. Is that where it was?
Little convenience store.
Yeah, a little convenience store. She felt led to go in there, and I felt prompted in my spirit to go in there as well. And we ended up talking to a lady at a cash register, which was quite ironic. And we had to do the whole back and forth thing, let customers go, and then talk to her. We got to pray with her, and then she just kind of took it over from there. And so I'm going to let you explain to her. You prayed with her, and then you talked with her. You were there. Not me.
You were there. I prayed with her.
And then you talked with her again.
She said she already had Jesus in her heart, but we prayed for her again and gave her an extra band for her friend. They were waiting for some kind of transaction that they couldn't do until we left. So which Joel overheard. So her friend kept going outside and coming back in and going back outside. We said something about prayer, and her friend went outside. That's all right. I caught her on her way out. Hugged her and told her we left her a bracelet also, and that her friend April had something she wanted to share with her, so she's going to share the gospel with her.
Ooh, amen.
Hallelujah.
And
the kids, the Morgan's kids, the one who went running out at the name of prayer and God, her kids acted as though they knew of Jesus. So hopefully she at least takes them to church, or Grandma and Grandpa does, or a bus picks them up or something, but some knowledge. So they're going to be bugging Mom now because I said, you go see Jesus tomorrow. Go see Jesus tomorrow, Mom. Right?
Yep. And then I ran into an individual teenager from New Haven. I do not remember his name to save my life. But what was really cool is that we started talking, and he was sharing about campus life. And campus life is a place where students in high school, they get the opportunity to go, and you have these leaders who will allow them to play games, and you get a short message of Christ. And then after that, they go into small groups, and it's a really good way to get people in school to learn about the gospel. And so he was telling me on spring break how he decided to give his life to Christ, and I felt in my spirit to recommend a campus life guy who I knew. His name was Mike Steiner. And I asked him, I said, hey, do you know a guy named Mike Steiner? And he goes, I love him. On spring break, we actually played volleyball against his team, and he's just awesome. And his daughter, Piper, is a good friend of mine. And so I was just talking to him about that. And then I asked him, I said, do you go to church anywhere around here? Do you have anyone sharing with you about Christ? And he was sharing with us how on spring break, he recently just gave his life to Christ. And I was wondering if he had anyone walking alongside him to disciple him and share what it means to follow Christ. And he told me no, he didn't. And so I asked him, I said, do you like coffee? And he's like, I love coffee. And I said, I want to take you to Starbucks, and I want to share with you about Christ, And said, I'd be more than happy to pick you up and everything. And I ended up giving him my number, and I ended up giving him a My Father's House card, and told him, I said, this is where I go to church, and I said, you should come, and if you need a ride, I was like, I gave you my number, and feel free to text me. I'll be more than happy to bring you. And so now I just leave it in God's hand. Yes. That will just guide him to want to meet with me. I forgot my phone at home, so I couldn't really receive a text to really be able to check on him. But I'm just praying that God will soften his heart, and he'll just be drawn back here and all that stuff.
Amen. Praise the Lord.
Amen. Awesome. Nothing. Hey, we went to a church. We saw a church, and there were people outside working. They were getting ready to go, and Joel said, well, maybe they think we're standing here looking at them. They feel uncomfortable. Maybe we should leave. And Kenny said, well, or someone said, maybe they're waiting on us. So I started going, Mary Beth started going, and we went over there, and they were full of the Holy Spirit too. I mean, just wonderful people. They're interested in Revive, and the pastor, they went in and got the pastor, and the pastor came out and talked, and everybody's interested. And I told Mary Beth, this gal just fit right in with all of us, like she'd been going out with this. I mean, her soul and her spirit, and she said they'd been there, this church, about 2 years, that they were going to a church in Huntington, and God put up a wall and said, come here. So we got ready to leave and asked her name, and she said, my name's Jill. So I know God was laughing on that one. He was ready, he was ready. So we may have some more team members. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
And we also met the pastor of the church, and he was on fire for the Lord, and
Hold it up.
she did my job. And it was just so exciting to know that there's a church there in that area, on Wells Street.
Church of God. Church of God.
Yeah,
I think they serve 700 to 800 people food on what, Tuesday?
Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Wow.
Is it a brand new church?
No,
No,
it's right off the Wells, right down the side street. We were standing there and looking down the street, and there it was, a big cross.
Is it like a storefront?
No, it's down a side street on Wells. It's a church.
Regular church?
Mm-hmm. Yep, regular church building.
it's behind the
I was just
The
curious,
funeral
'cause
home.
that's the denomination I grew up in, Church of God.
Okay.
They're not Pentecostal unless it's the Tennessee one. Cleveland, Tennessee.
He did have an accent, so.
But they got a good
I
heart.
used to be pastor.
It's okay because they're spiritual, right?
Remember